Hey everyone, it's Michael. I hope you're doing well today, and I have a video here that I hope is a good topic that I think most of us, no matter what our interests are, gaming, comics, movies, shows, physical media collecting even, I think this is something that needs to be talked about in depth. It could even apply to action figure collectors for that matter. Toxic positivity. Now, for anybody who doesn't really know what this is, it's generally what you're seeing online now, where if you say anything even slightly critical, not even negative, but critical, that slants itself more towards a complaint. And it could be anything. It could be the coloring of an action figure, bad art in a comic. It could be the pricing of literally anything. Anything that you complain about the price of, people are going to give you some nonsense and somehow they turn into some economic professional genius that is a professor in college or something. It's ridiculous. Toxic positivity, I truly think, comes from the brain dead and the lazy intellectualism. I really believe that. Because it's okay to just say something is good or bad and not be able to explain why. And the more you hear a lot of these people talk, whether it be on their websites, because no one goes off off of YouTube, or off of even TikTok for that matter, to listen to some airhead website like Collider or somebody talk about movies and defend why such and such makes sense. And it's usually an attack on fandom, and that's nothing new in the current day, the last 10 years, if not longer. But the laziness comes in with the fact that anything you say that could make something, especially newer things, potentially look bad, you're going to have bots and real-life shills coming at you over it. And what these idiots don't get, and obviously bots don't count because they're just robots, and we know they're real online because of what we see online, because Disney got caught using them when The Last Jedi came out. I got attacked with them when the Goosebumps reboot show came out on my other channel, Michael Goosebumps Fan. It's not uncommon to see that, but the shills are usually people who pretend to be fans. Now, I'm not trying to gatekeep here, but I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest with you. I think you look at something, like you can't tell me that somebody who just started reading Spider-Man, even up to 5 years ago, knows as much as someone who read it 20 years ago, 30 years ago, even up to 10 years ago, consistently. I refuse to believe that. And if you believe that, well, that's fine, subjectively. But I just don't think you and I would know how much someone else could know, or how someone thinks a character should be written if they were reading them that long ago compared to you and I. And I have to argue this all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. Gaming, movies, shows, again, even physical media collecting for me. I see consistently people who will defend buying a $60 or $70 release of a terrible movie from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, just because an outlet put it out, a boutique label put it out. And then they turn around and say, well, I don't understand why physical media is dying. Look, doofus, if you can't understand that you're the reason it's dying because you pay prices like that rather than force those companies to lower those prices like they used to have them lower, you're part of the problem, right? When it comes to comics, we've let the price get way too high because the leftover fans who let these people piss on them constantly, they just keep making excuses for why these things are so expensive. And I won't do it. I will not buy floppies. I don't like floppies much to begin with. But when it comes to trades and stuff, I'm just not going to pay full price for that. If I can get it digitally for like $10, I'll do it easily, hands down, day one. Outside of that, no. I'm good. You can keep that price. I'm not paying that. I can go get a full manga that's 200 pages, which is almost 100 pages longer than American comics in their $25, $35 releases. If not higher, when you get Epic Collections and DC Finest and all that for $40, $50. No, you can keep those things. I'm good. But let's talk more about like the movie issue, right? This is where it really irks me because I'm more of a movie person than anything. This all kind of really started around 2015, 2016 for me. And again, like the offline, off of YouTube websites that no one goes to began this, and then it slowly took over the YouTube movie review community where like the only people left that are worth listening to are Jeremy Johns and the Flick Pick, who comes into existence and then disappears and back and forth. I loved Chris Stuckman. If anybody knows Chris Stuckman, He's one of the most well-known YouTubers in the movie space, and he is the most horrific example of toxic positivity ruining a channel and ruining someone that I admired the hell out of. When you watch Chris's old videos, now mind you, since then he's had kids, he's gotten married, he's made a movie, Shelby Oaks. Since his old days, right? If you go back and watch any of his old videos, sub 5 years ago, he consistently makes me laugh. He seems so happy. He seems like he's really happy to do what he does. And some people have accused him of being fake for that, and whatever, I don't really care, to be honest. I had a good time watching his videos, and I loved the guy. But he has completely shot himself in the foot because he wanted to build a place within the movie industry. And I understand, yeah, he's right. If he tried to critique movies and whatnot, which he's already done, he's not going to have a future in the industry. So he, instead of just sacrificing that and saying, you know what, I can't make videos anymore, guys. I want to make a career out of this. I apologize to the people I trashed. Whether it was genuine or not, it didn't matter. The point was, now he's in a worse place. Now people can't stand him because every single review that you see pop up on his channel is going to be positive. There will be nothing bad said about something. It doesn't matter what it is. It's become a shill channel because you don't really know when someone talks about nothing but when someone pretends, let's say actually, to be positive about everything they talk about on their YouTube channel, in real life, maybe a coworker of yours. You don't know what they actually feel about those things. I don't care what you think, you don't. I've noticed this about people I work with. I've noticed this about people in my family, YouTube communities, whatever. That's mainly where I reside anyway, is YouTube. You don't actually know what they think and feel. You just don't. If they're happy and settled with everything, they're either a normie, and that's okay to be a normie, mind you. They're either a normie or they're completely brain dead and bought out. It has to be one of the two. And you saw this a lot when Last Jedi came out. You saw a lot of people defend that. You saw the bots come out, especially, to help assist the shills. And people tried their best to defend that movie. They tried their best because of access journalism. And it's dead. It killed an entire franchise. Because of toxic positivity, and because within the industry itself at Disney, toxic positivity, it killed that. If anybody came out and said they thought it was a bad idea to make that movie, God bless them, but it didn't work because of toxic positivity. If anything, I would say toxic positivity kills everything it touches. I don't care if it's a factory industry, the movie industry, gaming, whatever. The idea that you're not allowed to say anything bad about something, it's killing all of these industries, and the prices are going up because of that. Not because of tariffs, not because of anything else they try to blame it on. It's usually because of internal politics saying that they have to be nice about everything and play nice. And that doesn't work. If you have somebody who can't come in, whether it be behind the scenes or after a product comes out, in our case with reviews and stuff on my channel, or your channel for that matter, on YouTube, if you're not allowed to come out and say, hey, this sucks, this is a bad element of a really good story I love, or this is a terrible thing like a comic that has bad artwork but a good story. If you're not allowed to say those things, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's going to make more things collapse in society. I really believe that. I really think that too many things are going to get ruined. I mean, you look at the push internally within gaming about trying to make so many things digital. It's fallen apart as a whole company. I'm very firmly in the belief, not to copy Razor Fist on YouTube. Check out his channel if you haven't listened to him before. I'm not trying to copy him, but I'm a firm believer. Like the last 10 years, I think we've been in a gaming crash. It doesn't seem like anything's been the same since the end of the Xbox 360 and PS3 eras. PS4 has some good things here and there, but still, the push for digital has ruined games. There's old Call of Duty games you can't play on PS4 and stuff in Xbox One because you can't download any of the updates. They're just broken. I think there was the one called Infinite Warfare I still cannot play to this day. And it irks me because I loved Call of Duty as a teenager. It was a big deal to everybody my age. But yeah, I know this review is rambly, or not review, but this video is rambly, but how can we possibly have a better future if we're not allowed to critique anything now? And what irks me the most, I think, is the people who will constantly defend everything. They're almost never real. They're almost never genuine, I would say. And what I mean by that is I'll see people who will, for example, if someone's a massive Spider-Man fan, like I have friends in the comic community, some of them comment on these videos. They just love Spider-Man stuff. They don't care what it is. It's never really bad to them. That's okay. That's, to me, not toxic positivity. That's just somebody who loves something so much their standards are lowered in places that are clearly, objectively badly written or badly drawn. But that's okay. That's okay. I kind of do that with Batman, to be honest. I kind of do that with some Star Wars stuff, to be honest. And in movies, especially. I'm a big slasher horror fan, so you can tell my standards are kind of low sometimes. And yet, at the same time, if it's someone who is defending against negativity of any sort for everything, and I mean everything, if you come in, if it's someone who, like, if they're talking about Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, Call of Duty, all of that, and they have absolutely nothing to say, but they comment on your video and you said something negative and they respond to just that one element, they're probably not real. And I'm not saying as a sense of a bot, but I mean like as a fan. Like they probably genuinely don't give a shit about any of this stuff the way you and I do. And I've said this before on my previous video about the old comic community and how much I miss it. If you are younger out there, this is not a trashing comment at you, but if you're younger out there and you didn't get to enjoy the comic community I got to, even when I wasn't reading comics yet until 2017, 2018, if you did not get to experience YouTube as a comic community back in the day, you don't understand how good we had it. You don't understand how good it was, how good discourse and debate and discussion was. You do not get it. And obviously those things have interspersed to all kinds of websites and forums and stuff. But at the same time, I don't think people understand how good we used to have it for every medium on YouTube and discussion for it. And a lot of people say nowadays that the reason it sucks is because of the algorithm. And if they're talking about viewership and getting the video spread out there, I agree. But if they're talking about the discourse itself, I disagree. Mainly because it seems to me that people who genuinely had a lot to say back in the day don't make videos anymore. They just gave up. They didn't just leave YouTube and go to like Rumble or BitChute or something. They quit entirely, and I kind of do that sometimes too, not out of a lack of viewership, but just out of a lack of interest myself, because some things I want to say and just don't even know how to phrase them because of how stupid it is, and I shouldn't have to even go there. For, again, reviews or, trashing, like, again, the price of physical media movies from boutique labels and stuff. It's just a really sad time, man. But the toxic positivity is going to kill everything. If it hasn't already, it will, because of this attempt to not even make the effort to correct course. Because you're not allowed to tell the companies that you're buying from as a customer to correct course. You're not allowed to be behind the scenes and tell them, hey, we should change our ship's direction, Look at the DC Compact comics from DC Comics. Look at the Marvel Premiere Collection, where they're, on both companies, releasing old stories that are like up to 300 pages, sometimes more, and they're $10 books. They're modeled to be a competitor after manga, and it took them this long to figure out to do that because of the denial, because of the toxic positivity on both ends, the customer side and within the company, where they're in denial and just claiming that the fans suck. Rather than thinking about it, thinking it through, they accuse you and I. They raised the prices while they did that, and it's dead. It's pretty much dead. And it's a shame, because people like myself loved comics so much. And I buy new stuff, but it ain't very common anymore, So anyway, that's pretty much my rant for toxic positivity. And it's not to attack anybody like Chris Stuckman or anybody else. It's just to say you are killing the things that all of us hardcore fans love by not letting us bring up the problems within those things. I messed up my mantra. But anyway, what are your thoughts on toxic positivity? What would you say are the biggest effects you've seen of it? The problem with my video is that I don't take enough time to actually write down points and opinions and stuff to make my videos better, so there's probably a lot of stuff I missed. I'd love to hear anything that I missed that you bring up down in the comments. Let's discuss it. And like I said, it can be from any angle. Movies, comics, physical media collecting, toys, whatever. Because there's a lot to say. It's affected everything. It's infected everything, for that matter, like a cancer. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. Appreciate all the newcomers to the channel. God bless you guys. Catch you later, and goodbye.